morning to you also. So we are right now here in our live session. First off, I will introduce myself Sahil Gupta, an Ayurveda expert from India. Uh, and today we are going to share stories of health and healing with a mom, Preeti, and her child is suffering from food allergies and eosinophilic esophagitis from last 1 year. So today our purpose of live is to share the story of this healing transparently with you, and whatever else will be going on, I will update you that still the treatment is going on. Whatever else will be the recovery, the Preeti ma'am will share with us. Okay, and Preeti ma'am, kindly introduce yourself also.
Hi, I'm Preeti. I live in the US. I have a 10-year-old. And I'll talk to you today about my journey with Dr. Sahil and with Ayurveda and EOE.
So Preeti ma'am, when you will get update about, or your first, you can say that you realize about that your child is suffering from food allergies and eosinophilic esophagitis.
So it was a journey. Like since a baby, he had some skin allergies, and we went to multiple doctors, and we kept on. So one thing which remained persistent till the age of 8 or 9 was that he was a very slow eater. He would take
Okay.
an hour or two to eat, and if you give him like a broccoli or a piece of like bean, he would kind of like choke on it, and he wouldn't want to eat. So we kept on and he would drink a lot of water with his food. So we kept on thinking that this is because of, he's a picky eater or he doesn't like to eat. And why? Because we are always taught don't drink too much water with your food. We'll say don't drink water with your food, but he couldn't swallow without it. And his
Okay.
favorite food was like khichdi. So we kept
Sami
on,
solids.
yeah, sort of like khichdi was his convenient food. And I wanted to move him off it because you don't want to just give him what is like not like everybody is eating. So we've had issues, and one thing which persisted through all of this was his lips were always sort of cracked. So the doctor gave us a steroid cream, and not steroid cream. We would always say hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Last year, I think 2023 November, we went to India. We got a lot of his blood work done, which is usually not done in US. So just got everything done. Everything seemed fine, but his eosinophils count and his CBC was high
What's that?
at
Okay.
that time. We came back to US in April last year. We got another set of blood work done. Again, his eosinophilus count was around 900. I think the safe upper limit is 400. So we went to a specialist, and the specialist recommended us to get an endoscopy done and some barium liquid x-rays done. Uh, and in the first endoscopy that got done in October, it takes a lot of time in US to meet a specialist from April to October and actually get the endoscopy done in the hospital. So in October, we got his endoscopy done, and he has severe EOE in all of the distal proximal, like they take biopsies and they say that the count should be less than 15, and his was 150, 88, depending on where it was. And I think the lower part of the esophagus, which is called distal, even had some abscesses. So it confirmed that he was not able to eat without water because of the inflammation inside.
Inside the
Right.
esophagus. So, what is the means? What were the toughest symptoms that you observed in your child in day-to-day life? Means this was means difficulty in swallowing.
Yes, that he would take a long time to eat. He needs to drink a lot of water with his food, and some foods he will just avoid because,
And even up to the age of 9 or 10 years means the diagnosis was not confirmed. Means we are not able to confirm the diagnosis, even that he's facing the inflammation in the esophagus. And
yes,
what I am reviewing in the prescription that initially he was means during first 1 year of life cycle he was affected with milk intolerances, egg intolerances. Means
yes,
food allergies are, you can say that, just
yeah,
started in the first 1 year of his life. So
that's true.
at that
When he
time,
was
you
a
had
baby.
taken the treatment for the food allergies.
No, so what we did is when he was a baby, and I breastfed him for a year and a half almost. If I fed him directly, he would throw up. Even if we gave him lactose free milk, like if we tried to give him outside
Yes.
milk, even lactose free milk, he would throw up. So the doctors recommended that I pump the breast milk and then give it to him, because then it mixes the whole back and forth milk and it becomes less lactose. In the first, when baby drinks by itself, they get the light milk first, which is very high in lactose. So for the whole year and a half, we just gave him pumped milk, but my milk, and he was fine. And after a year, we introduced him to cow's milk and he was
Okay.
fine. So we thought that, okay, there was nothing, it's fine now. He's able to digest it, he was growing well. So we didn't sort of. Now I look back, I see, oh, maybe we should have thought about it. We went to the doctors, we did everything. We just couldn't figure out that
Means
skin allergy.
it was not clearly
Yeah.
diagnosed at that time that your child was suffering from milk intolerances, and that's why
Yes.
there is inflammation in the
They
esophagus or
did the
some.
prick test. They did the prick test and everything. In that,
Okay.
the only allergy we got was egg. So
On
we
the egg.
stopped there.
Stop.
And I knew from my experience with him that if you give him elderberry, like, elderberry syrup or something, he would
Okay.
get inflamed. And if you give him certain sort of outside food, which had, like, if it's non organic and if it has some sort of additives, that doesn't work well with him. So we avoided that. But it wasn't clear as in what is going on.
What is going on? So how you will manage your child means allergies affects your child day to day life, school life, social life, and confidence levels also.
Uh, he's a confident, happy boy in
Okay.
general. But yes, he can be a little bit more emotional than my older one. But every child is different. So I mean, and he's very sporty, like he's done sports all, like he does karate and all of that. So we always kept on doing that with him. Over the years, after the age 4 or 5, his skin allergy also went away. The
Okay.
only thing that was left was the lips.
Perioral perioral dermatitis.
Yeah,
Or
only
you
on
can
the
say
lips.
that around the lips.
Yes. They would get crusty like every morning. And then the doctors here gave us Elidil, which is a non-steroid cream that we kept on using. But we couldn't figure out. Like sometimes I would say, okay, let's not give him eggs. Like there was no clear way of saying what is wrong.
Okay. So before coming to IFA Ayurveda, means had you tried any kind of other treatment method regarding this? Means when you came to know about that your child is diagnosed with EOE and food allergies already, you had updated at the age of 1. So what the treatment you had tried before
So,
coming to IFA?
so we came to know about his EO in October last year.
Okay.
And the only medicines that they told us was PPIs and steroids.
Okay.
And that too, they said, the doctors here said that it's kind of lifelong. Then we consulted in India, similar diagnosis, like give him steroids, he'll come off in 3 months. And then the doctors say, oh, we'll try, eliminate this, eliminate that. Every 3 months, we can do an endoscopy. I didn't want to do that. And my father also believes in Ayurveda.
Okay.
So the moment I figured that allopathy is not going to be a cure, it's sort of a symptom treatment. And I didn't want to expose my 10-year-old to all of these steroids and PPIs. I started researching online to find alternative medicines.
Means you had not yet tried any kind
No,
of allopathic treatment for EOE and
I did not at all
allergies.
start.
Okay.
So from October to December was my research time when I was looking at people who talk about, because EOE is not so common. So you don't hear about it. So I consulted specialists in India, like doctors. We have some in family, so we spoke to them. And then because I am a believer in Ayurveda because of my father, then we
So
found
now
you.
nowadays it's very common in children's even the EOE means because due to food intolerances these are the
Yeah.
consequences when any food that behaves like an allergen and we are means introducing that food in their daily diet, then there will be chances of having gut inflammation, esophagus inflammation, and any kind of symptoms related to gastro.
Basically, I didn't hear of it from anybody I knew. I could know of allergies which are like skin allergies or,
Yes, yes.
instant allergies,
layman
but this is like
layman layman people
silent
knows about
allergy.
simple words
Yeah.
allergies and that correlates to skin and anything like
Yes.
if you have any
The
kind of
immediate
rashes and all.
reaction. What he is having is an internal reaction, which is harder to diagnose. And then even now, like to say he's over it or not, it's very hard to confirm.
Hard to confirm.
So yeah,
So
so then I found you online. And initially I was skeptical. I asked you a bunch of questions ranging
yeah,
from steroids to what kind of medicines you use and everything. And I
even
sent my
your
dad.
yes, your father is also visited over here
Yeah.
regarding some. queries that I try to
Most one
clear
of the
very.
important things in Ayurveda is the kind of medicines you use, because whether we like it or not, there's a lot of, sometimes they're not pure when people get it from different sources. And my father knows that, being in that market for a very long time. So one of my intentions was, when to meet you, was, do you understand the spectrum of, where are you sourcing your medicines from, and are they pure? Because the moment there is something which is not, which should not, it's not pure, it defeats the purpose. And with the child, I didn't want to take a chance. So
Because these are the questions that generally means that are raised in the mind of each and every parents, that whether their child is able to intake ayurvedic medications and they are safe for their childs even. So that is the major question in front of
yeah.
every parents, means why they are going to opt ayurveda, and whatever else will be the questions we will discuss in next, you can say, that session also. So
Mhm.
I just mentioned some questions regarding, sometimes in earlier lives we just miss some questions that are general queries of each and every parents during my each and every, you can say, that consultations regarding children's, means they have some confusions in their mind that why they will opt for ayurveda, whether ayurveda will give results or not, such kinds of, so many questions are there in their mind. So today I had write down such questions and I will ask and discuss with you, so that the you can say that other parents will develop their confidence level that they can take treatment of ayurveda their child if suffering from allergies. So means, what was your consultation experience with IFA Ayurveda and regular follow-ups during this whole 6 months? I think so you started in January
Right.
2025, I think so. And
Yes, yes.
I mean, last 8 months, we can say. Then still the
Yeah.
treatment is going on. And what
Yeah.
is the percentage of recovery means right now? We will discuss about this part also. First,
Yeah.
what is your experience regarding consultations and regular follow-ups?
So the experience has been very smooth, like, where you're very reachable. The first meeting itself, we spent a lot of time because, as a parent, you have a lot of questions. So I text you and I get answers immediately. Even the medicine shipment itself is very seamless. I think I ordered December end, and January first week, my medication all arrived properly here, and we were able to start in January itself. So the medication shipment is pretty smooth. I don't know how with the new tariffs anything's going to change in that or not, but so far,
The
uh,
pharmaceuticals comes under essential goods, and I think so. There is no tariffs till now.
okay.
Till now,
So
there is
that
no
is good.
tariffs. Maybe in future that accounts under herbal supplements, and then they for the
Yeah.
supplements maybe.
Yeah. So all of, like, we talk monthly or as needed. So I don't believe in, like, I ping you whenever I have questions, like if he had a little allergy or if he says this, his tummy hurts or all, and we update. So it's a ongoing thing that we do, and it's not like a one off. So I find it very convenient that way, and comforting that you're looking at him as a child as a whole, and it's not limited to his EOE. Even if they feel that it could be something else, we are working on it together as a team. So
So, so
that's
you
a good
had
thing.
mentioned the symptoms clearly in the initial, you can say, that talk. So, what changes did you notice in your child after 3 months of treatment plan? Means the major changes, means any positive signs, any new symptom, or any kind of side effects.
So I don't see there were side effects so far. I think he had ups and downs. Like, we had to adjust the dosage based on how he felt. So we've been talking about it. Initially, his appetite went up. It comes up and down in phases depending on, I don't know what.
Now you
uh,
are complaining. The last follow up you had complained about that the appetite is right now again going to be, you
Again,
can say,
going down.
slowly low going down. So that is a major
Yeah.
concern right now.
Yes. And he still drinks a little bit of water, but I think he's explored more food since then. One of
Okay,
the challenges we had with him was that he was so heavy on dairy before we
okay.
started in January. All he was eating was cheese and paneer and milk. Like, dairy was his favorite thing. Ice creams and all. We've taken it all out completely. The only thing I give him is ghee sometimes, and that too, the ghee that we talked about is organic, is processed through the right Bologna method and all. So, so that was a challenge for him now. Now he's past that. He's taking himself, good care of it. Medication initially were like, how do we give him in the morning, in the evening. Now that is also, so it's kind of in place where you have a very structure. So I tell him it's not a medicine. Like sometimes he says, I'm taking too many medicines, I don't like the taste or something. I say it's not a medicine, it's a food supplement. If you think of it like that, it becomes easier as a parent also. Otherwise you're constantly thinking, oh, I have to give him this medicine and that medicine.
Psychological effects
Yeah,
are also there, that you're giving
there's a
medication to
psychological
your child
barrier.
at
Like,
that time.
yeah, because he's
So
complaining, why am I, yeah, taking so much? But he's getting better. And also, maybe you want to follow up question on that. In terms of his blood work, I've seen a lot of improvement.
yeah, means I am just reviewing that when we started, there is high means absolute eosinophils counts are very high, and
Yeah.
in June 2025, it comes under
Yes.
the reference range. It's about 400. But
Right.
your complaint is that you will not going to be give 100% till biopsy reports will be not in hand. Means
See, the reason is,
during this 6 months, means you had even means the chance over there to get the recent biopsy done?
no, because we talked about it, right? It's a process, it's an intrusive process. They do the biopsy. Last time also in October when they did it, he did have a little bit of bleeding. And I want to give it time to heal, to his body to heal. I mean, if I don't see anything going worse, for example, as you spoke, right? We got ECP test done, which is normal now, so inflammation should
Yeah.
be coming down. His count, even though the doctors here say eosinophilus count is not a marker of it, you can have
Yes.
normal, but you can still have EOE. But even with that, because he had it high in April last year, it was 900, and now it's 400, which is in range. We are taking it as a positive sign towards his inflammation, his ECP, and a bunch of other
Means
CRP tests.
I will
Inflammation
explain
is
about ECP to the audience. Means ECP is eosinophilic citations protein. That is right now normal. Eosinophils counts are also normal. We are waiting for the biopsy reports. And as per the symptomatic, means he is able to regurgitate now, swallow means any kind of food right now, semi solids to solids. What is means
But he was
right
still
now the
eating
stage?
earlier also, but he was complaining a lot.
Yeah,
Now I feel it's better from where
it's
we
better.
were. And his lips thing is gone. So that is a good marker. So when we were traveling for 1 week, he actually might have eaten something with dairy. The lips thing came back. But now his lips are absolutely clear. He's able to, I mean, he doesn't take dairy at all. That's the one change from where
Okay,
it was.
dairies are right now also restricted. Okay, means
Yes.
in don'ts, and we can say that now the perioral dermatitis is also associated because uh, when there is any kind of food allergies, always there will be allergy marks. There is skin allergies also and gastro issues with maybe sometimes nasal allergies and respiratory issues also. So her child is also having perioral dermatitis now. It's right now very under control, means almost gone, and other than that the markers are also under reference
Yes.
ranges. We are waiting
We did
for the
get the
endoscopy reports, and the child is having right now a balanced appetite, and he also gained weight after starting the treatment, means after 8 months right now
he gained
approximately,
height, so his weight is approximately the same.
and
He's a very
approximately
lean child. So he hasn't gained weight, but he's gained height. So he is fine. Um, I think we'll get the endoscopy done in February next year. So that gives him a year of full year of recovery.
whole year of recovery.
So we don't want to continue to repeat it. That's my only thing. That I don't want something to go inside him. Because even if we do now, and even if there's a little bit left, because his was severe, then they will anyway recommend one next year. So I want to get it to a point where they say, okay, yeah, now you're good. You can just validate with um, symptoms.
Means initially, Preeti ji was very scared about that. Will she start the steroids? And means a question mark in the mind that along with the Ayurveda means, but she take the bold decision that she will proceed with Ayurveda only. She will not going to start steroids and PPIs. Initially, means a good decision and a bold decision by her side, and see how the results are going on after 6 means after 8 months of treatment right now. Means you feel that, means on any of the day that there is a need of steroids and there is a need of PPIs, means he vomit it out or he's having the symptoms, means what about the symptomatically, means the treatment, what is going on?
Symptomatically, I think he's doing well. I mean, every
Okay.
child has ups and downs, but he's doing well. He's tried more food and everything. The diet restriction is a little bit challenging in a country like US. Everything has dairy, but I think he's managing it well, and the medication is also helping. So overall, I don't believe that. I mean, if I had to give him steroids, I'll be very worried because I feel that steroids can help you for that time for something, but in the end, it is going to have a negative effect somehow or the other, especially for a child. So if it is something like, you have this emergency and you have to give steroids for 2 months, that still I can fathom. But if some doctor is saying you have to take it forever, PPIs and something, I don't see that as a cure. I don't see it as a remedy. So that is something I absolutely didn't want to do unless it was so critical that there's no way out.
So, Pritiji, what will be your message regarding the parents whose child are suffering from allergies and they hesitate to opt for the Ayurveda treatment? Means any message from your side?
No, I would say, everybody to their own, whether I'm not saying that, hey, don't go for allopathic treatment or anything. But I say take that Ayurvedic treatment not as a medicine, but as a supplement for your child. And if that helps, there is nothing to lose. But make sure that the source of your Ayurvedic medicine, for example, even, haldi can have lead if you don't find it from the right source. So you have to make sure that you trust in someone and the source of the medication is such that you're not harming your child further, and start slow. But I feel that for the long run, for especially for things like allergies where you cannot pinpoint, where you don't know exactly what else could be harming, treating the child holistically with Ayurveda is definitely going to help, or any other alternate medicine people believe in. But I feel that just relying on allopathy for that is not going to be a long term cure. So if people feel uncomfortable, and it's a very natural thing for parents, you want to do the best for your child. If people feel comfortable giving them steroids for some time while doing this, they can still
It's
achieve
very
that.
hard. It's very hard to taper off. Then when we try to taper off, then again there will be chances of relapse again, and
Yes,
again we have to introduce the steroids. So that becomes steroid dependent
it
cases.
becomes a cycle. It's very hard to break
Yeah.
that cycle based on what I've heard from other parents because we never started it.
So
And
listen.
also, yeah,
Yes.
my
Yes.
belief
Yes.
comes from being from a family which believes in Ayurveda.
So that's why you have some, you can say, faith in Ayurveda because your father is also having the business regarding the herbs. So
He understands.
listen parents means if you opt for the Ayurveda treatment regarding allergies and their consequences, definitely you will get the results from the root cause. Means we are not going to only treat the symptoms to give the
Yes.
symptomatic release. Means we are working on root cause. Means Ayurveda helps a lot to the children also who are suffering from allergies and specifically food allergies. So food allergies can be easily curable through the ancient measures. Means if you opt for such kinds of treatment, because what I noticed that when means most of the cases comes in the OPD, whether online or offline, they already tried allopathy and homeopathy treatment initially. Even the children or the patients are on homeopathic treatment from last 1 or 2 years. They are not willing to switch off or taper off their treatment because they have the complaint that if we will uh, taper off the homeopathy and we will opt for Ayurveda and that not work for us, then we have a loss of almost 1 or 2 year of our homeopathic treatment,
Yes.
you can say, protocol. So even I recommend them that you can parallelly continue your homeopathy. When you will have, you can say, that good results in future, then you can taper off your homeopathic treatment. And Ayurveda will work on the root cause, will work on the gut and other, means a lot of uh, you can say that ancient, you can say that methodology is there regarding to treat food allergies. So uh, right now this is a very helpful session for the parents who are seeking for the treatment, and I uh, thanks to Preeti ma'am specifically that she comes on the online channel directly to share the story. And I again told to means again explain to the patients or audience that still the treatment is going on, because uh, we have to share the stories transparently to our audience. So Preeti ma'am, what you say about that? How much percentage of the recovery or the recovery signs do you observed in your child?
No, I would want to believe as a parent that he's almost there because his markers with blood work are good, you know. And I
Symptom?
would want to,
Yes,
if
yes,
I
yes.
would, if I get the endoscopy done now, maybe he's clear. I'm just delaying it to give his body time to recover fully, and I don't want to, get into the repeat cycle. So I feel that this partnership has been great, and I feel that he's come up. Not only he's going to recover, but I think with how we are working with the medication, he's going to get a stronger gut out of it. Like, that's at least my feeling as a parent, as my hope, that because like we're working on his we think we have cleared esophagus, now we are working on a stronger digestion. So I feel that out of it, when he comes out of it in a year, when we clear him, he's going to be recovered and stronger than without it. So that's my assessment, and that's my hope.
A good message to the parents and to the audience of IAFA. So,
And
uh,
I
I,
want to add that thank you. I mean, the IFA team makes it so smooth, and you're always available because my time zone is very different. But we're able to manage night times, morning times, and it's never a rushed session that I have with you. I mean, you answer all the questions, we make sure that it is fine. I've asked questions about me, about my older son, about whatever, and you're very open to talk about it and give your suggestion and give your recommendation. So I'm grateful for that.
it's my pleasure. Thanks for your appreciation. So, we will just over this session and this live discussion. And again, thanks to everyone, and thanks to Preeti ma'am regarding this live session. And a final message to the parents that who are seeking for food allergies treatment. So definitely Ayurveda is going to help your children's, and holistically you will get results that would be very better, and even there is no side effects. So kindly, if you have any questions, you can comment us on this live session. If your child is suffering from any kind of allergies, you can mention, and you can directly contact to the IAFA team, or you can mail us on the website. You can fill up the forms regarding the queries, and as well as the symptoms. You can attach your medical reports also. We will analyze and give a message to you regarding your children's. So have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.